Hi friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Patty Bennett. I blog and share my crafting ideas with you at pattystamps.com. And I was making these beautiful foil cards and I thought, I think I'll just jump on and see if you would like to see how I was making these because they're just so pretty. So I'm going to give everyone just a moment to find me because, as usual, I did not announce that I was going live. That's just kind of how I roll. When I am working on something and I want to share it, then I just decide to jump on. So welcome everybody. If you're joining me live, you're going to see the little red live button up there. That means you've found me live, and I'm going to try to watch for your questions if you have any. And if you're watching the replay, that's totally wonderful as well. So again, welcome. This is Patty Bennett. Hi everyone who's joining live. I see Linda, Chantrice, Julie, Lisa, Jan, Patty, Janie, Ellen, Deb. Oh, I see so many of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. So I was just making these customer thank you cards using this amazing Evergreen Forest embossing folder. And I really think that it's a hidden treasure in the Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. So I wanted to bring some attention to it and just show you what I was working on. Hey Debbie, yes, you are Michelle's mom. Say hi to Michelle. She is wonderful. Hi Sandy, Donna, Charles, Valerie, Liz, Janet. Hi everybody. Okay, so let's just kind of walk through all these wonderful supplies, and I do hope, I know these are super bright, and I hope that the reflection is not blinding the camera, but hopefully we are good here. So let's look at a couple of these supplies. The metallic brushed cardstock is gorgeous. Page 45 in the holiday catalog, and it comes in 3 different colors, I guess you could say, bronze, copper, and gold. So this would be the copper, this would be the bronze, and this would be the gold. I would almost call this a champagne and a gold, but I mean, whatever you want to call it doesn't really matter, right? It's just beautiful and really, really heavy. If you're looking for something really substantial, you've got it in this. I wanted to show you where the folder is because this is really kind of, could be overlooked, shall we say. Page 35 of the holiday catalog. And again, this is the Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog for 2020. So it's called the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. I'm using that. And then I've also pulled in this bundle, Peace and Joy. We're going to be using that. I'm going to show you how I'm using the foam sheets with that as well. And then the basis for my cards are on page 51, the gold cards and envelopes, so we'll look at those close up as well. And I think, aside from some embellishments and whatnot, that's pretty much the supplies that I'm using. So at first, let's just run through these. I'll show you what I was doing. I needed to make 100 thank you cards. I was very blessed with lots of orders, and this last 10 days or so has been amazing. So thank you to all my customers. So I needed something kind of quick, but with a wow factor and showcasing some of our beautiful new supplies. So I did the 3 colors of this beautiful metallic foil paper. Basically the same idea and the same kind of greeting, different die cuts, and then different embellishments. So let me kind of just show you what I used and how I did this, and then we will die cut these gorgeous elements, and that'll be at the end, and I'll show you what I did with that because those are fantastic and they feature these really fun foam sheets. This is what the package of the gold cards and envelopes looks like. So you get these gorgeous, gorgeous gold. They almost look like they've been sparkled with Wink of Stella. They are beautiful. The gold envelopes. They're gold all the way through. And the card front looks like this, or the card, I should say. So it's already scored and it's already pre-printed with this beautiful border. Now, this is a gold foil border, but it goes, as you can see, with all three of the metallics. At least I think it does. You know, gone are those days where it's like you can't wear this color with that color, or you can't wear that color before Easter or whatever. You can mix and match your metallics, I believe, anyway. I cut, here's the dimension for you. So I cut the three different colors in those in the package of metallic foil to 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. I felt that that gave kind of the best frame sort of around there. It didn't cover up these cute little corner elements, and it gave enough of a really nice vanilla frame. So, Kathy is asking, no, these are not a heavy cardstock, but they're like the regular Whisper White and Vanilla, that weight. But when you add this thick foil paper, it makes a very nice substantial card. Yeah, good question. And I'm sorry if I've missed questions. I forgot to glance over here at my iPad. I would be happy to answer questions at the end if I've missed your question. I'm sorry about that. I get so excited about the project. So anyway, here's the dimension again. If you want to take a screenshot or write that down, this is what I cut it to. And not that that's a magic number. You can do whatever you'd like, but that's just what I did. And then I used the Evergreen Forest. So you can see I put the paper right about there and closed it up and embossed. And that's how I got a little bit of sky and then the forest, and then it would attach to that. So let me show you how I'm attaching these, because as you know, when you work with embossed cardstock, you normally would want to use the liquid glue because it kind of spreads and it gets in all the little nooks and crannies. However, since I said at the beginning I was making 100 of these, I really didn't have time to sit there and like hold and let all the glue dry. So I elected to use my Seal Plus, and it is working super well. I am not having any problem at all. But instead of, normally I would turn my piece over and I would put adhesive here, but I don't want to flatten this out at all. So I am just putting it directly onto the vanilla card, and I put a little bit extra at the bottom where I'm going to have a lot of this embossed area, and then I just attach it. And you just have to press a little bit and it's stuck. So that's what I elected to do, was the Seal Plus. I love the Seal Plus. It is fabulous. So then I have my little stamped die cut pieces that I'm putting on. And what I have done, I love this. This was the original tip I wanted to give you, but there's so many tips, so many fun things. I have used the foam adhesive sheets on the back of these. Now, this is a new product, and before this, normally I would have grabbed my dimensionals and probably put 4 dimensionals on the back. That's fine, but it takes a little bit of time to, peel and stick 4 and then take the 4 things off. So I was turned on to these foam sheets by my downline, Leticia. She uses them like crazy, and I've been using them like crazy. So I have cut them down so that they fit onto these, and I'll just show you what I did. I just have an older pair of scissors. I'm not going to use my snips for this, but I just made a little snip at about the halfway point and then at the quarter points. So that's how I started. Cut them into strips. Then you can stack up 2 at a time. and I cut that into thirds, and that is what I am using to attach all of my little die cut greetings, is all those pieces. And yes, it's you could almost say it's overkill as far as the amount of adhesive that you need, but the time saver is just fabulous. You're done. Instead of picking up 4 separate little pieces of dimensionals, you just have to stick that one piece on. And I just love this. For me, it's all about the time. I need to be efficient with my time. So let's look at some of the embellishments then that I used on the cards. So I have used, let me get an example. I have used the wonderful gems. I used the gold ones, kind of like almost snowflakes. So that's an option. I did that. I used the snowflakes. These are self-adhesive snowflakes. I used that on several of them. If you want your card to remain a little more flat, you don't want a lot of lumpiness, this is a fabulous option. I used the peony, well, I call them the peony faceted gems. They're called elegant faceted gems, but they come, well, they are part of the peony suite. And I found that this middle one looked really beautiful with the copper because it brings out that pink. And then either the frosted or the clear looks beautiful on any of the other ones. So I did that. And then the last thing that I was using was the champagne rhinestones. And I love how, even though these have kind of a pink tone, they really bring out any of those metallic colors in this package. So let's, actually what I wanted to use on this one, just because I love these kind of almost the most, let's get the wonderful gems open and let's use those. And just as a tip, this is how I open mine. I do them up the side like this. I cut it up the side and I just pull it to the side, and then I use my I have an old pokey tool that I don't mind getting kind of gunky with the adhesives, and so I just use that to kind of dig under there and pick up the self-adhesive gems and put them on. And so that's really all I did, and I really think this is a stunning card, and I just love all the metallics and the simplicity, but it's got a lot of elements going on. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you like it so far? Oh, thank you. I'm seeing gorgeous cards. Yes, Pat, I will be posting these. I will photograph these and have these on my blog tomorrow. So, yeah, they are not on there today. I have blog candy winners on my blog today, but I will get these onto my blog for tomorrow. Yeah. So, that was what I was doing at first to create tons. Like, I think I've made 60 so far and I have more to go. Still working on those. So then I thought, well, what if we do a few that are using another method with the foam sheets. And so let's see, can you see kind of the thickness? I'm trying to kind of hold this back a little bit so that you can see. I've got foam sheets under this die cut, and I wanted to show you that method as another way of using these amazing foam sheets. I love these foam sheets. I may or may not have like 8 packs in my supplies because they're fabulous, right? So this features this set of dies. It's called the Peace and Joy bundle. I should look. Hang on. Let me look so that I don't give you the wrong name. Yes, Peace and Joy bundle. And the dies actually have 3 parts. So there is a big outline, there's a medium outline, and then there is the actual detailed word. So for instance, on this one, this is the small detailed one. So that's the one that you see in metallic there. And then I used this one to die cut the vanilla outline. So I used those two. I did not, on these cards, use the largest one because I just didn't want that kind of a bolder feel. I wanted this to be a little more delicate, a little more fancy almost with just the 2 layers. So that's what I elected to do. And then when I put the bright on there, I kind of thought, well, bright, like what does that really, bright? That's kind of a funny greeting. So I used the stamp set and I stamped the Merry and onto this sweet little die cut, and this is from Ornate Frames, so it's this one right here. And I've shown this tip before, but if you've missed it, when you have extra time, it is so great to take a wonderful die cut set like this and a bunch of scraps and die cut yourself tons of all of the images. And then I keep them in little baggies and then they're ready to go. And I actually have used several different helpers, either customers or team members who have helped me do this. I'll give them a pack of Whisper White cardstock and a set of dies, and I'll say, cut me as many as you can. So I love having lots of these on hand. So that's where that little tag came from. Then I used some of the Forever Greenery Gold thread, I guess you would call it thread, and just tied a little bow through the hole. And that was, then it says Merry and Bright. So I thought that kind of made a little more sense than just bright. Now Peace, I like on its own. So I was going to leave that one without a stamped greeting. So let me show you how I did these and what supplies I used so that you kind of have a sense of how this goes together. We are going to do Joy. We'll die cut Joy. So I have foam sheets. I have, you can see here where I die cut the Peace and the Bright. And what I did on my scraps, excuse my reach there across the camera. So I had this size scrap left over after cutting all of these out of the 12 by 12. So I decided to die cut the words out of these scraps. And this is a piece of our adhesive sheets. It comes in a 6 by 12 size, and you get 12 6 by 12 pieces. So you get a lot of adhesive. And I just measured what this scrap was, and I trimmed down a piece of the adhesive sheet and stuck it onto the back. And then that's where I had this. So the adhesive sheet is on the back, and I just laid my intricate dies on there. And so I've die cut this one already. So there is Joy, and I'm going to pop that out of there when we're ready to stick it on the other piece. But that's how I did the words, so that they would be stickers, because really you don't want to mess with glue and try to get glue on all those delicate pieces. So then for the vanilla piece that you see behind there, you can see, I hope you can see, do you see the thickness of it? This is die cut with foam sheets on the back of the vanilla cardstock. So it gives it that beautiful depth, and you don't have to do that, but I just thought that was really outstanding. I thought that was gorgeous. So I took a strip of Very Vanilla, and I actually was kind of using up some scraps. You can, whatever size piece of the foam sheet you have, you can just peel and stick. So we're going to do that. I'm going to peel off. So let me show you. If you haven't used the foam sheets, let me show you. So there's peel off release paper on both sides. They're sticky on both sides, but you would leave one side of the paper on, and you would peel off, and then you would stick it onto your cardstock. If you were only doing just one, you would measure just basically that size and only use up that much of your foam sheet. But I'm going to keep going after we're done here. I can actually fit another one right there, and I'm going to do one here and one here. So I'm not going to waste this, but you would turn it over and then die cut. So let me grab my new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and show you how beautiful this will die cut with the foam sheet. All right, so here's the new Stampin' Up, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's a mouthful, right? And if you saw my previous video, I went through all of these instructions. We're going to follow the one where we are using a die, a thin die. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to have our platform, and then it says that you need a plate number 2, which is this one. So this one has the 2, and then the instructions are repeated, so you don't have to keep looking. So I've got my plate 1, my plate 2, and then I need a plate 3 that has the 3 on it. I just love how easy Stampin' Up has made this, because it takes all the guesswork out. It's wonderful. So I peeked on the back and I saw that the joy is going to go right about there with my foam sheet on the back, and then I needed my other plate number 3 on the top, and then we are going to just roll through, and we only need to do it once. It's just amazing that this cuts so well. And I know that you're going to ask, because I've had this question and people have said, but doesn't it hurt the die, or doesn't the die get sticky? And I will tell you that no, in my experience, it has not made the die sticky. You know, everybody might be different, their machine might be different, your experience could be different, but I've die cut several things and I personally have not had an issue. So if you experience a problem, if it's making it sticky, if you are worried, then don't do it. But just telling you that from my experience that it has worked fine. So again, we used this one, the intricate one, to cut the word joy. We used the medium one to cut vanilla cardstock with foam on the back. I am not using this larger one for this particular card. I just want these two. And then it'll just pop right out. Oop, pop right out. Okay, so you can see that it's thick. I hope you can see that it's thick and that it's die cut with the foam. And we'll just pop that little extra thing out. Speaking of popping out, before I forget this, when I popped everything out, somehow I must have thrown away the dot for the eye. You can see here that it die cuts the dot. Yeah, so I just picked out my gold gilded gems and I put a dot for the eye. Yeah, so everything's fixable, right? Okay, so now let's assemble this card. So we will grab another one of the gold card bases, and sorry, I'm kind of having like Mount Avalanche going on over here. And we have another one of our embossed tree pieces. And I did find that this, they bowed a little bit as I was cutting them. So I just kind of did this just to coax it back into a flat state, and that worked totally fine. Again, the Stampin' Seal Plus is what I elected to do, and I thought this worked perfectly fine. Worked really well. You can use liquid glue, but then you need to give yourself just a moment to be able to sit there, you know, and hold it so that it dries, and I just didn't have time with all of the cards that I was doing. Now we're going to put on Joy, and I just will kind of pick a little bit there to get it started, and I'm just pulling that release paper off of the foam sheet, and I think I'll put it just right up here like that. Then we are going to take the detailed one, and this has the adhesive sheet on the back, not foam. I didn't want a double foam layer, and I think I'm just peeling that right off. The backing layer sort of wanted to stay, which is fine. So then I am just, now I have, you can see this is sticky. I'm going to place it right on there. And there you go. How fun, how beautiful, how easy, how gorgeous. I just love that. I think we'll put the champagne rhinestones on this one. What do you think? I think yes. So let's kind of make it look like it's snowing champagne rhinestones. That'll be pretty. That will be gorgeous. Put a few down here. I hope this metallic cardstock is not like blinding the camera. I'm really sorry if it is. There's really no way around that, is there? So there we go. We have just some snow coming down. We need one more right over here, I think. I was just doing a Facebook Live for my team the other day, and I was telling them I just feel like I'm the worst at rhinestones, like where to put them, but I just wanted lots of them to look like snow. So I think we achieved that. So that is what I had to show you. So there we have that beautiful and amazing and gorgeous bundle with the Peace and Joy stamp set and the dies. I think that's gorgeous. I love how these turned out. I think they're really fun. And I think this will probably in the US take the extra 15-cent postage because this, you know, creates a lump, but you could check with your post office on that. So, oh, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm just glancing at comments and I see all your kind words. Thank you so much. So, if you had questions, could you please type them in again? I'm so sorry that I wasn't watching for questions. I would love to answer any questions you have on this. Again, on my blog, pattystamps.com, on Tuesday, oh my goodness, what is today? I don't even know what today is. Oh, my calendar's right there. So on Tuesday, September 8th, I will have these cards on my blog for you with all of the details, all of the supplies, the links to shopping. If you already, because I showed you some of these things in the catalog, if you already know what you want, you can go to pattystamps.com and click on Shop Online to purchase. Okay, so Kayla is, Seal is asking, what are the card bases? So they are called, let me grab the whole pack and show you first. They are called the Gold Cards and Envelopes. I'll show you in the catalog where they are. This is what the card base looks like, and then it comes with, in the package, the gorgeous gold sparkly envelopes. So let me show you in the catalog, in the Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog, page 51, Gold Cards and Envelopes. So it's in with the fall section, but I think they are gorgeous for the holidays as well, not just for fall and Thanksgiving. So that's what they are. Any other questions that I may have missed there? Let's see. Got that one. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. You're welcome, Lynn. Oh, thank you. What color ink? Yes. On the first set here that I showed you, I used Shaded Spruce. I'm not sure why I picked it. I guess because it's a Christmassy color. I wanted something that contrasted. I thought, I could use like crumb cake or soft suede, and then they'd be very monochromatic, but I really wanted something that stood out. So great question. And what I forgot to tell you was this particular die cut is from the owl, the have a hoot. Yeah, that it's this one. It cuts 3 at a time. And okay, so here's like a little stamp surgery tip for you. So these actually have another piece on them with a little hole so that you could put ribbon or something through it. And I did not want the hole. I wanted them to look like this. So my husband grabbed some like metal snips or something out of the garage, and he snipped those off for me. Now, I'm just saying that's probably voids all the warranty or whatever with Stampin' Up, but that's how I wanted them. And so he did that for me, and that's why you don't see the little hole on each one. So just in case you're wondering why mine look different than maybe what you have there. Okay, a sentiment inside. So Pat, for these particular cards, these are customer thank you cards. And what I do with those is I leave them blank inside, and I include a note that says if you would like to pass this on to a friend, you can. So I don't actually do anything on the insides of them. But if I were sending this as a Christmas card, I probably would look through the catalog and find a sentiment that I wanted to use. Yeah, good question, Pat. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Robin. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Deborah. So any questions on these before I let you go? I hope you're all having a nice weekend. It's horribly hot here, so the fans are on, the air conditioning's on. But I thought it was a good day to stamp, and then I thought, well, I'll just jump on and show you what I'm making. Thank you, everyone. I don't see any more questions, but if you have one, I'd be happy to answer. I'm glad you joined me. You're welcome, Pat. Well, thank you again for joining me. I hope that you'll visit me at pattystamps.com tomorrow, September 8th, for all the details on these cards. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.